All right, this is the video for a specific person per that person's request. The question asked was to give some guidance and clarification regarding a connection. So we shall see what we can get. Spirit, universe, divine, please give some clear answers. Oh, not so many, not so many. Please come with us to this reading. All right. So let's see. On the right here, that will be you, the person who requested the reading. And on the left here would be the person you're inquiring about. And in the middle, we'll see some connective energy, and then I'll clarify as needed. Okay. So, okay, Spirit, 3 cards, please, for the person of interest. 3 cards for the person of interest, please. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, one more, please, Spirit. We'll see. I'm usually guided to whether or not read reversals, so we'll see how that goes. I'm trying to make sure that all the cards can be seen. There we are. Let us see. Let's see. There we go. Oh, too many, but let's just keep them all. Let's just see. Okay, so this is for the person. Now, this is for the querent, the person who requested the reading. Please, Spirit, give me 3 cards for the person who requested the reading. Here we go. It looks like we're not going to be doing reversals, but let's just see. Okay. 2 more, Spirit, please. There we go. Okay. All right. Let us see. 1 more, please, Spirit, for the querent. 1 more for the querent. 1 more for the querent. Please, Spirit. I like to wait till the card jumps. To me, it just makes more sense. And sometimes Spirit says, well, it is what it is, and you've had all you needed to. But let's just see. 1 more, Spirit, please. 1 more for the querent. Okay, this one wanted to come out. Okay. Now, let's get the overall energy in the center of the soul. Can we get the card for the energy in the center of the soul? There we go. 2 cards came out. Ah, okay. All right. All right. Can we have 1 overlaying energy for the obstacle? What is the obstacle to this connection, please, Spirit? What is the obstacle to this connection? What is the obstacle to this connection, please, Spirit? What is the obstacle? Really difficult to get the energy, funny enough. Let's see. Usually it's not like this. Oh, there we go. Okay, there's the obstacle. All right, we'll see what that is all about. And what is the possible outcome? Can we please have the possible outcomes? Okay. Huh. All right. Well, we'll clarify that, but it just means they're not telling us what the possible outcome is, meaning they know. I can tell you that right now. High Priestess, here is the High Priestess card, so you can see it. Okay, so High Priestess is all-knowing. She knows everything, but she does not talk. It means, in this particular case, because what I asked was what the outcome is, it's very plain and simple and clear-cut. they're not telling us. They don't want you to know right now what the outcome will be. But that's okay. And on the bottom of the deck, there is Four of Wands, which is actually a very happy card, but you know, we'll leave it for now. Okay, so we'll start with the person that you're inquiring about. Three of Pentacles speaks, well, it's a card of cooperation, but it also tells me it's the person you might be working with or having some kind of business engagement with. Meaning it doesn't mean you have to work for the same company, but the way you met or the way you connected is through some kind of working arrangement. So for work, because of work, work related, let's put it that way. And it also indicates to me that you might be holding that person in quite high regard. Okay, so there is that. Now let me see. So we have actually quite a few more cards about the person you inquiring about, and let us see. Okay, so we're not like the way I'm looking at the spread, like I said, I'm guided to read reversals or not. In this spread, I don't think we're going to be reading anything in reverse. I think we're going to be reading everything upright. So that person is quite straight communicator, indicated by Queen of Wands and Queen of Swords and Ace of Swords. And there is also Six of Swords here, which, so we have like for one question regarding the person, we have three swords cards. So straight communicator, could be cutting, it could be indication, or they just, you know, say it like it is. They don't hold back. They also quite accomplished, and this card is indication of being very happily single. Like quite happy in that single dome, achieving, the person has achieved quite a bit, and they happy with the single dome and the achievements. The Hangman tells me that the person is in a bit of a thinking process at the moment regarding, I don't know, we're asking about connection, so it could be that the person is thinking about this connection or what goes on and is quite undecided. But the Six of Swords tell me that they may need to leave something behind in order to engage more within this connection. Something needs to be left behind. That's what is indicated here to me. So there is that. Now, looking at you, the querent. Well, straight of all, see, within you, I can see two cup cards. Cups are emotions, they're feelings, they water signs. So basically, you have quite deep emotions for the person, it looks to me. And this person is your wish fulfillment. That's Nine of Cups. It represents, so this person represents your wish fulfillment. So you're wishing for that person. Having said, and the Hierophant indicates that either you yourself is a very traditional person, or you're looking for something traditional within this connection. So you're looking, you don't want it to be casual, non-committal, you know, I don't know, you didn't specify what connection it is, but it looks to me that you're looking for something quite traditional, meaning we all know what traditional means, you know, in a very proper sense, like our parents, grandparents, and great-great-parents done before that. Right. So kinetic energy. In the middle of the energy, what I see is an offer. Knight of Cups is an offer of emotion. You know, that now pay no attention to the gender on the cards. It's just the energy. We all embody male and female energy within us. So the fact that there is a man on the card doesn't necessarily mean it's a male. It could be male or female, or, you know, anything in between. It doesn't matter. But it seems to be that in the center of this connection, there is a desire to offer this cup of emotion. And strongly supported by the Ace of Pentacles, but wanting to do it in a very real and practical way, meaning not in 5D, not in fifth dimension, which is perfectly fine, but this is something very practical and real. Like, say, for instance, let's go have a cup of coffee. So this is very real versus sitting and thinking and trying to connect mentally with the person, which, it is possible. It's not impossible, but, this is something very practical. So wanting to do this, and it's in the middle. So at this stage, I'm gonna say it's probably more you of wanting to do this, possibly make some kind of small offer just to gauge the situation, versus this person, because I'll be honest, I see the person is straight talk and tells it like it is, but I don't see any offer, any emotion whatsoever. There are no cups on their side, and I don't see Ace of Swords could indicate, well, again, offer of truth, but it's not the kind of truth. So I'm gonna say it's coming from you. Now, the obstacle to this whole thing, which is, again, this is interesting. King of Pentacles. So we're talking about money. There is something, and there are a couple of pentacles on this person's side. So this is something that has to do with money, or the fact that this person is well established and quite concerned about his financial well-being. I mean, he or she successful in that area, but very much concerned. So the money seemed to be somehow in an obstacle position. And also it's the status thing. So how the person wishes to be seen. King of Pentacles is usually the king who wishes to be seen exactly as the card indicates, meaning look at him. He's sitting in there stationary, he's not moving. People come to him, and he amassed all that wealth. There is his own castle behind him, and he wants to be seen that way. He wants to be held in high regard, meaning the material trappings of life and perception based on that is important to that person, and that is an obstacle somehow. I don't know how, because only you know your situation, but that's what it is. Now, Eight of Wands indicates communication, and again, it's in an obstacle position though, so I'm guessing communication is a bit of an issue, and it might have to do with the position of that person, which I actually can understand. So if the person is in a certain position within either work environment or society, where you cannot just casually flick him a text and go, hey, want to get a coffee. Do you know what I mean? Like, not because you're unable to, but because tradition, society, and whatnot will prevent you from doing so, meaning it could be viewed as inappropriate, or it could raise some eyebrows, either from that person or from people surrounding, meaning it's not that easy. As we all know, life is complicated. So the fact you may even have means to contact the person, but it's not necessarily easy, appropriate. You might be worried about getting cut off or rejected outright just because it's viewed inappropriate. So there is that. And we already touched on High Priestess. That's the outcome. So at this point, Spirits, it's not that outcome is not known, but Spirit says, no, you don't get to know right now. So let us try to clarify a little bit, because I'm actually a bit, honestly, to me, your side, I'm not going to clarify. It's pretty obvious. You have some feelings for the person. You quite like to have something traditional and old school, but on the part of this person, it doesn't necessarily indicate absolutely no, but it's kind of the fact that the person is hangman, meaning in deep thought, and it requires some sort of departure from his or her beliefs, tradition, or setting. So let us get another deck, and I want to clarify the obstacle. Spirit, Could you clarify the obstacle, please? Why is King of Pentacles here? Why is King of Pentacles here, please? Why is the King of Pentacles here? Why is the King of Pentacles here? And see, that's another thing. Cards just don't want, like, Spirit is not talking, because sometimes cards are just jumping out on their own, right, left, and center. And within this reading, I'm having a hard time getting a card. Okay, I'm going to take that. So, Judgment. See, okay. I think I was onto something when I was talking about that King of Pentacle. The reason it's an obstacle, it's because that person is worried about judgment of other people if he or she entertains this connection in any way. So that seems to be the problem, and that's judgment. It could be read several different ways, but I feel this is exactly what it is. So, Spirit, could you clarify Eight of Wands, please? Why is Eight of Wands here? So, to say the least, this connection is challenging for sure. With no, but again, absolutely does not say that it's a no-go. It just says at this point, very challenging, unclear, and possibly looking at several different cards, it's not something that's gonna be clarified within a short period of time. I'm sorry to say it kind of is indication. Okay, so why is Eight of Wands here? Let's see. We got Seven of Pentacles. What did I just say? Did I say it's going to take a long time? Well, Seven of Pentacles is a card of waiting, basically. Waiting for some sort of... There has to be time. And this is Knave of Swords. So the Knight of Swords. And we're back to Swords. Communication. So again, and eight of Wands means communication. So we're talking basically time is needed. Time is needed for any sort of communication to happen in there, and that's because of the position, like I explained about King of Pentacles, the way this person is concerned of how they are being perceived by others and society. So that's pretty much it as far as that goes. That's the obstacle. So, to simplify, gonna take time because this is challenging because of various outside factors that have nothing to do with the actual value of the people involved, like their personal value. It has to do with all kinds of outside perception and things people seem to be so concerned these days. Now, let's clarify. I'm just really curious. Why is Knight of Cups here? In the center of this reading, why do we have a Knight of Cups? Spirit, can you please clarify the Knight of Cups? Oh, that's too many. There is too many. Spirit, can you please clarify the Knight of Cups? Oh, okay. This one flew. Death. Okay. You did say when we interacted that you kind of familiar with tarot. So death card does not mean actual physical death. It does not. First of all, it just means the ending of something. And also it can represent specific signs. So death represents the sign of Scorpio. So either you are a Scorpio or that person might be a Scorpio, or just like we talked about here, in order for this cup of love to be offered, something needs to come to an end. And in here, remember we talked about Six of Swords, departure from something. So that person needs to leave something behind. It could be something in the material world, or it could be something like, say, a set of beliefs, which has to do with this. So that needs to end in order for this cup of love, cup of the emotion to be offered. So that seems to be pretty clear cut to me. Okay, why is Ace of Pentacles here? Spirit? Okay. We'll take that. And Justice. Okay. Seven of Swords. All right. And Seven of Cups. All right. So, as I said before, Ace of Pentacles represents some sort of offer in a very real practical sense. And so we're clarifying that, and it talks about Seven of Cups, which is choices. It means someone needs to make that choice, and make that, in order to make that offer, the person needs to make a choice. And it looks to me the choice would be to put an end to something, whether perceived or real, as in, set of beliefs or the way they care about what other people think, and leave something behind. So there is that. And only then they will give this connection a real justice. Like it'll be a just offer, appropriate offer, the offer that you would like in terms of traditional, not something else. And the Seven of Swords is a conflict. So, which, honestly, Seven of Cups could kind of represent, it's that conflicting energy of choice, I feel, in this particular case. So it's definitely a conflict, meaning, so this person, I'm going to tell you, this person is a lot in their head. Quite a lot. Like, there are a lot of swords in here. They are a lot in their head about all kinds of things, including this connection. Okay, so there is that. Let me see. Let me get this deck. St. Petersburg deck. I'm Russian, so we're gonna do some Russian cards. Spirit, could you clarify the Ace of Swords? I'm curious about the Ace of Swords here. It's for the person of interest. And why is Ace of Swords here? Why is the Ace of Swords here? Please and thank you, Spirit. Why is the Ace of Swords here? Oh, that's too many. Way too many. Why is the Ace of Swords? Please, Spirit, thank you. See, clear-cut message. Four of Wands. Four of Wands is basically, it's a very happy card. And remember, I told you Four of Wands was here on the bottom of the deck. So ultimately, this person wants happily ever after. That's what the card means. And it came out twice from two different decks. So this person wants happily ever after for themselves. Whom with, it's unclear. I'm not going to say that. But that's what their ultimate desire is. Happily ever after in exactly that meaning. Because the Four of Clubs, that's exactly what it is. So, something to consider. And they very clear, which is another meaning of this card, they quite clear about that. Meaning, it's not like one day they thinking, I might want just to have, several casual connection and play the field and enjoy myself. And the next day they go, oh, no, I would like to have a, happy family or whatnot. No, they very, very clear in what they want. And it's traditional happily ever after. So that's what the person desires. Okay, now, from these cards, like, I'm really curious about Six of Swords. Spirit, could you please tell us the Six of Swords? Why is it here? Why is it here? Why is it here? Why is it here? Why is the Six of Swords here? Please tell us, Spirit. Please tell us. See, cards are not really jumping out all that quick. Oh, there we go. Just as I said. Ace of Cups. Okay, so we're back to, it seemed to be, quite frankly, the whole reading makes sense. So once again, in order for this person to make an offer, any kind of Ace of Cups is an offer of love, of emotion, it's feelings. And in order for this person to make this offer, they need to depart. definitely take a departure from something. And again, it could be something very real in this 3D world, or it could be set of beliefs or something of that nature. So there we go. Okay, you know what? Yeah, it seems quite clear to me. I'll be honest with you. This, to me, this is, yeah, it's not an easy connection. It's not gonna be quick. It's not going to be straightforward. And I tell you, now I understand why High Priestess is here. So here's the thing. What I'm reading now, it's the energy in this particular moment, like right now. Meaning things are not set in stone and everybody has a free will. So now I understand clearly why High Priestess is here, because it is very challenging, and a lot of the outcome of this connection basically rides on the fact that this person needs to depart from something, change something, put an end to something. Whether or not they're gonna do it, it's their free will. They may or may not, and Spirit is not telling us. Spirit does know everything, but they just not telling us, and it's another indication that it might change. I don't see the card of going back and forth at all. There is a card like that, but no. So at this point, it's unclear whether or not this person gonna do it. But looking at overall cards that I have in here, it tells me it's gonna take time. It's not something that's gonna happen like really quickly. Sorry to say, I know that's not what you want to hear. I understand that, but it is what it is. And I can tell you, I talk to a lot of people, and from my personal experience, connections that are given to us, like everybody comes to our life for a reason, and sometimes no matter what we actually want, there is always a lesson. So sometimes connections are given to us to learn some sort of lesson, and I don't mean it in a bad way, because people automatically assume, oh, I'm punished for something. No, not like that. Sometimes it takes time, because you need to learn a lesson. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna draw overall energy from this deck. I love this deck. It's a beautiful animal spirit deck. So Spirit, please just give us one card for overall energy for this entire situation. People involved, situation, all together. What can you tell us about overall energy, please? Overall energy. I saw a bear, but it didn't stick, so we're not going to take that. Overall energy. And the bear is again, no, it's meant to come out, so it's a bear again. So overall energy is a bear. And see what it says there? Take time out. So, yeah, basically, just what I was saying. Yes, it's going to take time. And for you to be in your head and kind of, trying in your mind, rush this connection is not going to work. So this is pretty much it. I'm going to take the photo of all that. I do recommend that you look at the artwork on the cards, because sometimes, regardless of what I said, sometimes you look at the card and it kind of gives you some sort of indication. It means Spirit is talking to you. So you look at it and something just pop in your head, or something, you get a thought, or you get some clarity, or you get a feeling. So I definitely recommend you do that. So I'm going to take a photo. And apart from that, this is it. Thank you.